Hello guys, welcome to another weekly breakdown video. So this is the week that I'm backtesting the 4th of September. After the 4th of September in DXY, let me show you the quick weekly analysis. The weekly change character here, broke structure here again. So until and unless the market gives us a bearish pin bar or a sign that the market is now reversing, until and unless we see that, we are only looking for buys, doesn't matter what. Okay, so my weekly bias is bullish, obviously, as you can see, and this is my draw of liquidity as a target. Whereas on GBP USD, if I show you, same sort of thing. There was a break of structure here, there is a change of character right here. You see the change of character right here, right? So my weekly bias was bearish due to how this candle closed, and the previous candles were literally going to the downside. So the weekly bias is clear, very clean. I'm looking for sales throughout the week. Whichever trade aligns with our weekly bias being bearish, we will happily be taking that trade. And also the draw of liquidity was here, so that was our target for the week, right? And it was also a CPI week. So now let me show you the daily bias. Let me start the back testing. We'll go to DXY only for the daily bias, obviously, because I can't show you everything because it will take it will take a lot of time. So let me quickly show you the daily bias. Daily time frame, it's literally going down, no signs of reversal yet. So on Monday I was looking for sales. Because there was no signs. We have to follow what the market does, we have to adapt to what the market does. Okay, so Monday it was not showing any signs of reversals as of now, so I am looking for sales. There is a 4-hourly fair value gap here, as you can see. We have to look for supply zones to sell from if you are selling, right? So what I did was now I went to the hourly time frame. I marked the previous day highs and lows, and on Monday I was looking for sales. Let me show you what I did, how I did. Okay, so Monday I was pretty much looking for sales from this hourly supply zone right here. Yeah, you may be arguing, yeah, bro, there was a 4-hourly fair value gap here, right? Yeah, there was a 4-hour fair value gap. I have also seen that. We don't trade fair value gaps. I have learned that through backtesting and through losing, that fair value gaps are not the highest probabilities trades that I want to take. This Asian range was very big. If I show you, it was a 50 pips Asian range. So either you don't trade this day. I was supposed to not trade this day, but why I look for an opportunity, because Monday there was no news, and from Tuesday this was a very busy week for news, as you can see, right? So I was looking for an opportunity early on in the week, and if I get it, then for the whole week I'm done and I will not trade. Yeah, so I was looking for Asian high to get swept. Literally the Asian high got swept. There was also no previous structural liquidity, and I don't take fair value gap trades. So what I did was I basically waited for this hourly order block to get mitigated, and until and unless we see something like this. And also this order block was made on New York session, pre-New York session. So if the New York session makes a move from there, and it will also make sense. Yeah, so it basically went up and made the move. It was a break-even trade, it was not a winning trade. We entered after this rejection right here on 8 p.m, which is not ideal, and it was pretty much a break-even trade. And also you can consider this as a winning trade. Pretty much this was a winning trade, because I would have not break even this trade. If it was a loss, it was a loss. I would have taken this loss like a man, like how a man should. And now we go to the daily bias for looking at the daily bias. So daily bias was not clear. Yeah, for Tuesday now the daily bias is not clear. My weekly bias is bearish, obviously. So Tuesday, if it gives a bearish candle, Wednesday we can look for sales. But for now the bias is not clear. It is a doji, it's an indecision candlestick on DXY. It clearly closed as bearish. So if GBP USD doesn't confirm your bias, go to DXY. DXY is clearly confirming my bias that next week might continue down. So GBP USD, I was not looking for trades. I didn't look for any opportunity on Tuesday because of how the candle closed. So Monday we didn't got any opportunity. Monday we took a trade, and Tuesday we were looking for sales. Let me show you from where, how. Let me show you everything. I will not show you the analysis, 4-hourly analysis or the DXY correlation. Okay, I'm correlating with DXY. Remember, I'm always correlating with DXY, but I'm not showing you now because it will take a lot of time. Okay, So now on the M15 Tuesday, my bias was not clear, so I didn't took the trade. But the higher time frame, whenever your bias is not clear in the daily, on the daily bias is not clear, trade. If you wanna trade, if you are so desperate to trade, trade with the weekly bias. If your daily bias is not clear, always trade with the weekly bias, and I will show you why. So Tuesday was a no trade day for me, and now basically I go for watching for the bias on Wednesday, and on literally still now my bias is not clear because of how this candle closed right here on Tuesday. Still my bias is not clear because it is also an indecision candlestick. And if I go to DXY is also not giving me any bias right here. It's a bearish, it's a bullish, doesn't make sense. So Wednesday also was pretty much a no trade day for me. And if I go to Euro, it was a bullish candle, so it made sense to go up, right? It made sense to go up. And also on the weekly, there was the price has to rebalance the price. We have seen that the price always goes rebalance the price and then makes the move. That's called the weekly repricing. That's also called the weekly repricing right there. So now if I play price on the hourly time frame, again Wednesday pretty much I was looking for sells. If I was looking for something, that would be sells, because it is with the higher time frame. Whenever the daily bias is not clear, trade with the higher time frames, as I've told you already. So what I was looking for is the Asian high sweep and a reaction from this M15 supply, which didn't end up happening. It was a continuation model, a fair value gap. Whenever there is huge move before our session open, and then it doesn't make sense to go up and take the Asian high, right? So we can trade with the overall trend or overall bias, you can say. And we did that, and that ended up to be a break-even trade on the M15, and CPI literally skyrocketed to the upside. And we also know that CPI tends to go on one direction. So it was a CPI day on Wednesday. Let me show you the news again. Wednesday was CPI, Thursday was PPI, so not an ideal day to trade. Even after Wednesday, the fucking trend was not, it was still doji, bro. You can argue that it closed as a bullish candle, sweeping all of the liquidity from all of this previous day low, and the market was still doji. If you had the patience, even here, but here on DXY, now the buyers are starting to gain momentum again. So it gives us bias that now we can look for sells or in GBP/USD with the bias. But here, bro, look at this. This clearly shows you that how much patience is important. If you waited Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, didn't took a trade there, then the market would have rewarded you. If you would have been patient, you would have been rewarded. Let me show you how. In the hourly, let me show you on Thursday. I was looking for sells because Thursday my bias was not clear, but if I was looking for something, that would be sells. Why? And I was looking for sells from the same zone from that I was looking for sells on Wednesday, because that zone was not mitigated yet. And even on Thursday, we got a continuation model. Let me show you why. Look at this. The price broke the Asian low. Our bias is bearish. We are looking for sells, right? So what I did, waited for the M15 to make the move. I will even do this on the live markets because I have seen the result. It works. It do work. This continuation model do work. So I have confidence in it. Lower highs, lower lows. There is a fair value gap here, and the market went there, pretty much gave us the reaction that we are looking for. This is the reaction that I was looking for, and the rest is history. It was a winning trade, to be honest. You can see right there. And Thursday we got a continuation setup again. All of these trades I am correlating with DXY. Remember that. My laptop is lagging. I don't know why. The fuck. The fuck was that? So now on Friday, let me show you here directly. So look, after how this Thursday's candle closed, right? I was looking for Friday. For Friday, I was looking for sales now, and it is making so much sense to sell on Friday because how this Wednesday candle closed right here. The fuck? Huh? My PC is lagging because it's hot, I guess. So it was pretty much Thursday, but it's supposed to be Friday, mate. What the fuck? So pretty much Friday we got a very beautiful trade, and I have documented that trade, so no problem for that. This was the Friday's candle right here. The literally my PC is lagging right now. So on Friday, pretty much, let me show you the Friday's trade then. On Friday, I was looking for sales right here. Don't know what happened here. On Friday, I was looking for sales from this supply zone. This I have made a separate video, so you can watch that if you want more confirmation here. On Thursday, I got a continuation setup right there. So it was an hourly order block right around here, but the Asian range didn't respected it. I am marking the supply zone on the hourly right there isn't relevant until and unless the Asian range closes. The Asian range closed something like this, and the most closest supply zone was here. And also the volume to the downside on Thursday was so much that it made sense to have a quick move from here, for me at least. And if you were patient the whole week, look, the market rewarded you at Friday, right? If you are patient, you are gonna get what you want, bro. Just you have to master patience. And after this M15, there was previous structural liquidity sweep, there was inducement here. I didn't took the trade here because it didn't make sense. I waited for my order block to get mitigated, and after seeing this bearish pen bar rejection, I took the trade with a 10 pip stop loss and literally caught a very beautiful move here on Friday. And that's how the week ends. Literally, if we can determine the trend that the market is headed towards, it becomes so easier to trade, as you can see right here, right? If your weekly bias is bearish, you know that, so all you're doing is looking for sales throughout the week. That makes it so much simpler. Trading should be that simple. Keep it that simple. Don't try to overcomplicate things. And yeah, it is what it is. It was a very good week, to be honest, and gotta learn a lot of things. We gotta apply this same thing on the live market, but now as Donald Trump has came, we have to adapt. Obviously we have to adapt to the markets a bit, and we are gonna do that 100%.